welcome to Interviews by Kathleen, where I dive into the fascinating world of authors, publishers, editors, narrators, science fiction writers, illustrators, and more. I am your host, Kathleen Osborne. I write science fiction, romance with aliens. I have published 3 novels, and I am the founder of Transcendent Authors, a group of authors from multiple genres and countries. Together we write anthologies. Today, it is my pleasure to introduce my guest and a friend. His name is Matt Robinson. And he is from Pennsylvania, right?
Massachusetts.
No, Massachusetts. I knew it was one of those two.
Yeah.
Massachusetts. And he has written a second book.
One of the Commonwealths.
Yeah. And he's written a second book because I hope I was one of them that helped urge him to do that. And we're going to talk about that today. So Matt, why don't you start off with just telling us a little bit of background, because some people won't have seen the first interview.
Sure. Well, I've been a writer and a writing teacher for 30 years now. I started in the music industry. I wrote most prominently for the Boston Globe, and then I did some pieces for Billboard magazine about the business of music, the music industry. I wrote for Rolling Stone and Spin. I met all my heroes, was going out to shows all the time. It was quite a life, but as I've gotten a little older, I've kind of changed the pace a little bit. But that life in the music world is actually what inspired the book that I just published. It's called Pete's Beat. It's right here. There it is. And it tells the story of a young boy who has what we would probably now call some sort of attention issue, and he's constantly tapping on things with his nervous energy. And he gets in trouble and he gets teased for it, but he meets this drum circle leader, this kind of musical guru mentor type, and through drumming, he's able to not only find a way to channel his energy, but to kind of find his voice and to build his self-esteem. So that's the basic story, and it's very much based on my own life and my own experiences as a child and in the music industry.
I'm so excited. I ordered it, and mine hasn't come in yet, so I can't read it.
I just got my copies too, so
it's supposed to arrive today.
I'm like, I hope so. I haven't seen it yet. Just have this one.
Well, well, I plan on also ordering one and sending it to my great-grands in Texas.
I'd be honored.
Yeah, because my granddaughter homeschools, so she'll be using it for that also.
Yeah, there's a glossary of instruments in the back, and also some music-related activities, which are a lot of fun. I'm working on bringing it to schools and the school groups now.
Oh, that's wonderful. And one of the best ways is you probably already know this, is contact the English teachers and start with the superintendent and work the way down.
Yeah.
Unless you have a local book festival going on.
Right. Yeah.
So
I've been invited to a couple festivals. I actually was invited to a music therapy conference in New Hampshire next month. So I'm really looking forward to that, because that's definitely a core demographic, and I really want to work with that community. Because so many schools, having been a teacher, so many schools, music is being pushed out, and the research of the benefits of music and music education are just so undeniable. It's really tragic that music and the arts are always last place. And so I'm hoping that this book can almost maybe supplement for schools that don't have a formal music program, to get children excited about music and to see the benefits of it, and hopefully parents too.
It'll help with those that do homeschooling.
Right. Yeah.
That's a whole different subject than what we're talking about, but I want to talk to you about some other stuff later. What gave you the idea to start this book?
Well, the story was that when I was writing about music, I started as I kind of come up as a jazz fan, but Boston is the home of Bob Blumenthal from the late of the Boston Globe. who was like the legend of jazz writing. I mean, he and Nat Hentoff, he has Grammy awards for his liner notes. And so there really wasn't room in this town. It was like an old Western. There wasn't room in town for the both of us. So I started writing about other genres. And I ended up working with a lot of bands in the kind of improvisational music scene, kind of like a Grateful Dead or a Fish type groups. And a lot of these bands would invite their audience to hop up on stage at the end of the show and play along. So I went to Guitar Center, the music store in Boston, and I said, I'd like to I want to get a piece of like a hand drum or something so I can join in and participate. And whoever I spoke to that day, I can't remember the name. This is like, 25 years ago, was apparently the percussion buyer or percussion manager. So not only did they encourage me to try out every instrument, they told me about the cultural provenance of each and every instrument. And it was, this is the djembe. It is from Central Africa. It is used in religious ceremonies. And these are the cymbals from Turkey. I mean, Zildjian, the famous cymbal company that a lot of rock drummers use, is based in Massachusetts. It's one of the oldest companies in the world. It's 400 years old. It's a 10th generation family business. And so, to have that legacy and to learn the research I did while writing this book, I learned so much more. But that initial education that I was privileged to have at this store has clearly stuck with me. And so to be able to share it now is really gratifying.
It really would be, because I'm not aware of the history of a lot of stuff, a lot of the musical things, because when I went to school, where I grew up, Selmers and Kahn were both main companies in that town. Right. So our band and orchestra were completely supplied, and we had a powerful musical section in our high schools. But we're talking over 50 years ago, but music opens up both sides of the brain.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the rhythm and the physical. I mean, the rhythm, the drum is the heartbeat. That's what it is. I mean, it's the most primal instrument. It's our ancestors knocking rocks together or beating a stick on a tree. It's you can have percussion without anything else. It's just one thing hitting another is percussion by definition. And but I think we're both getting to the point that music is not prioritized these days, even though the benefits are huge. So, So I mean, I'm really hoping that this can spark some interest and be supportive to children and families who might not otherwise have access.
Yeah, because just came to my mind some of the famous people that were that are stutters, and it's the beat that you have in music that they were told, find that beat and speak to that, and their stutter went away.
Right. So, I mean, one of the most interesting things that I learned was that what we consider the Western drum kit, like you might see with any genre of music, is not Western at all. There's really nothing American or Western about the drum kit. It's just you have, like I said, the cymbals are from Turkey and the bass drum is from Africa, and just I learned about how the whole world contributes to what we think of as American or Western music. It was kind of a beautiful thing, because that's what our nation was meant to be. So the drum kit kind of represents the world all in one place, literally making beautiful music together. So I found that very poetic.
Yeah, it does. And to hear a drum solo, a good drum solo, that is incredible.
Well,
really
I mean,
is.
The other thing, which I've always appreciated, but people make jokes about drummers, that they're dumb, or to be able to play 4 different things at the same time, it's a different kind of intelligence. But like you said, to see a great drummer, I can't even begin to fathom how they do what they do. And I've been playing instruments all my life, so it's
yeah. Same here. Not all my life, but majority of my life. Yeah. Now, because I haven't had a chance to read the book, how does Pete catch the eye of the teacher? in
He
your
just
book?
there's a drum circle in his neighborhood that he kind of always watches from a distance, and the leader notices him and invites him in. And at first he's it's very much a hero's journey. At first he denies and says I'm not ready, but then eventually he finds the confidence and joins, and we're off to the races. Um, in the process of writing this book, I've actually written kind of a more mature version, which goes a little deeper into the culture and the background. And in that one, it's the music teacher from his school. In this version that's out now, it's this drum circle. It's just more of happenstance. So in the older version, which I'm hoping to release in a few years for kind of graduates of this book, it's actually the music teacher who comes to him and says, and it goes more into the fact, he meets with the school counselor who says, we think you have attention issues, and we think we're trying to get you help for this. And it shows that in many cases, and this is something I've done a great deal of research into, music can be as beneficial, if not more so, than any medication or other modalities. So,
Oh, yes.
yeah, so that's kind of in the bullpen, waiting. I'm gonna do what I can with this version, and then, like I said, revisit that in a little bit. But it's I've been working on this book for 15 years, and it's to see how it changed from the original. The great thing is that Scott Hubeni, who was a colleague of mine when I taught in Boston Public Schools, was able to illustrate it, and we've known each other for 15 years. So it's really great to be able to have him work with me. He's a really talented artist and another teacher, so we both had the same vision, and that was really gratifying. That when my publisher said that I could choose my illustrator, because that's not always the case.
No, it isn't. It isn't. That is awesome, and it's wonderful that he has known you this long, so he has an affinity.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was my accountability partner while I was writing it. He was working on a book, and we would check in with each other every 2 weeks. Have you called another agent? How's that edit coming? And we were reading each other's drafts, and we just really made quite a bond. I mean, he's a one. He has a comic series about teaching called 180 Days. 180 DAYZ is the name, and I really recommend people check it out, especially if you're in education. It's really poignant and funny, and that's so. I knew that he was talented, and he totally got my vision, and it's beautiful. I love looking at the cover, and I wear it.
Hey, oh yeah. That's good advertisement.
Yep. Gotta do it. Yeah.
Now, what did Pete, besides the attention deficit or attention disorder, what else did he learn about himself?
Well, just that, he could fit in, and that he learned about the other cultures of the world. He learned about, but it's mostly just kind of, he learned how to fit in, how he could find it's like his quest for his beat, his sound, his voice. And that's really what it's about. At the end of the book, he's able to use this new skill and understanding to not, he's doing the same thing. He's still tapping on things, but now he's being praised for it instead of reprimanded and ridiculed. So I'm hoping to show that, everyone has their talent, and you just have to find the, appropriate, productive, whatever word you want to use, way to express it.
Yeah. And how did, and so that's how it helped him, was learning how to, well, it also sounds like he learned social skills.
Yeah. Well, he
during
learned,
that time.
Part of the group, and, when to step, when to solo, I guess, when to step forward and when to just sort of, support everyone else. And that's what great drummers do also. Some of the best drummers, you don't even notice they're there. It's like you feel it, you don't hear it.
Yeah, because I know some children that have attention or autistic challenges, and it's the social things that make them seem bizarre to their age group. Mm-hmm. And once they get told, though, and told how to deal in that situation, it's smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just don't understand. And once you explain, they do.
Right. And music can really be helpful in that way as well, because you don't have to talk. You don't have to interact verbally if you're unsure of yourself. I mean, I know a lot of brilliant musicians, who, I worked with an autistic child years ago who was, basically a concert pianist at age 11, but couldn't carry on a conversation. And so music was their way of communicating. And so, if this can, help children and families open up and get some relief and some support, I couldn't be happier.
Exactly. Because I think I wrote this the other night or last night to you that music can heal, it can reveal, it can hide, it can hurt.
Yeah.
How many of us cry over?
It is our heartbeat. I mean, there's so much research that, if the music you listen to can determine your personality and your attitude in a lot of ways. And I think we all have experienced that in one way or, you have a breakup, you listen to the breakup songs and you wallow and you sit in your sadness. But then, you get a good grade on a test and you play, fast back and you dance around, you dance around the classroom or whatever, And with children, I mean, I taught early childhood. I've used music in every class from preschool to college, whether it's playing lyricless jazz for my college students to kind of give them a transition and some quiet music to write to as we start the class, or when I was teaching preschool. I mean, a lot of the activities that are in the book are from when I taught preschool with, we would make instruments with cups and beans and, shake, how many syllables in your name? My name is Matthew. That, this learning those pacings, like you said, for speech. There's so much that can be done with it. And, unfortunately, like I said, a lot of schools just don't champion it like it should be. So I'm hoping to kind of give an alternative.
Yeah, I know, and I applaud you for doing this, because this also, you said that this briefly at the beginning, that this is a picture of you.
Yeah.
And
yeah, the story of how this came about, I was, we talked last time about my book about the Ivy League that I wrote to honor my late father who had gone to Brown. This book was in the works long before that one. And when my dad got sick, I kind of put this one down because drummers were loving it, but publishers and agents didn't see, there was something about it we weren't connecting. So I put it down thinking it wasn't really going to go anywhere. And then the Ivy League book came out, and that prompted me to start the Writer's Block, my TV show on local access here outside of Boston. And I had a guest on the show. His name is Tom Alaric, and he was an attorney from Washington, D.C. We had friends in common. He was up in Boston. He also went to BU, where I did my teaching degree. So he was in Boston for some alumni event, and our common friend asked if he could be on my show. He had just come out with these amazing children's books, The Adventures of Backpack Billy and his dog Shave, which are fabulous. I highly recommend them. They talk about the national parks and the flora and fauna of each park, and they're really educational, beautifully illustrated. So I recommend people check them out. The taping ended, and we were just talking, and he said, "Hey Matt, I'm thinking of starting a publishing company. Do you have any books you'd like me to consider?" And I was like, "Well, I have this book, but I haven't looked at, I really haven't done anything with it in years." He goes, "Well, send me the manuscript. Why not?" So why not? So I did. And 2 days later, he called me and said, "My partner and I love this, and we're publishing you." So, talk about, it was a roundabout way, but it's, the company is called Red Barn Publishing, and their website is redbarnpublish.com. And that's where you can find Pete's Beat and the Backpacker Billy series and other books. And he's been, Tom and his partner have been great to work with. And, I'm just really so grateful that they gave me this opportunity, because the book is now getting a very positive response from musicians, from teachers, from students, from music therapists. And, I really want to just bring it to as many people as I can and just share it. And hopefully we'll be doing more together in the future. But for now, I'm really just enjoying this.
Oh, I can definitely see that.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, it is my story, and I wanted to share it, especially because, you know, not just to share it to be, you know, a successful author, but because I think it is an important story that, you know, that children and families need to hear and embrace.
Yeah, and I was just thinking too that if you could put like a soundtrack, because I have a friend and she writes children's books, and she's got one where she sings a song, and she sang it for us at an open mic, and I said, oh, you've got to have your husband tape you doing that, put it online so people can download it, so when they're reading the story, they get the song with it. And I'm sure there are spots in this that he's playing.
Oh, yeah. I actually sent it to a colleague of mine. He wants to make a musical out of it. So yeah, the ideas and the tentacles of it are just keep growing and growing. So I'm just trying to keep on top of all of it. But it's, yeah, a lot of potential. I'm very excited.
I think so too. I think this is what you have here is something of a change in how things are looked at, how things are presented, and it's unique now, but it's the beginning of what's coming.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about doing 3 other books for the other 3 musical families. You know, like I said, I have this older version in the bullpen, and yeah, just the people have been giving me so many great ideas. You know, doing this music therapy conference. That was one of the first people to reach out to me, and so to be able to have that audience is, that's in about a month. I'm working on my presentation now. I've been doing a book tour. I'm going to be all over New England and New York. So, and it just keeps growing. It's really been amazing.
Well, I hope they video it so that you put it on your website and make access available to other people to see. Put it on YouTube.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I think that'll happen.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been wonderful. Matt, it has been fabulous talking with you again. We're going to have a slide at the end where it's going to have information on how you can get hold of Matt if you've got something you want to say to him, or find out how to be a part, or how he could be a part of your school with his book. You can contact him and get all that information. It'll be on the end of this so that you can actually pause and write it all down. You don't have to replay it.
Right.
But it has been wonderful seeing everyone, and I can't wait until I see what you have set up. And coming from me, we have our local book festival and writers conference coming up this summer, and you'll be able to sign up for that. It doesn't matter where you live, you can come. We're in the mountains in northeastern Arizona, beautiful tall ponderosa pines. And we also have a writers conference writing contest going on. So nice prize for that, an award for your book, and also some money in your pocket. So we will have all that at the end of the video. And Matt, it's been wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, we'll see you.